was seen by many as a victory for President Joe Biden to end war in the Middle East during his final days in office is now uncertain. Avery Davis spoke with Virginia's U.S. senators and the UVA Center for Politics and joined us live in the newsroom to share what they had to say about the ceasefire deal. Avery.
Hey, Aaron. At first, it looked like the ceasefire agreement was a done deal. But now whether fighting and bombardments will end in a few days as originally planned is up in the air. I spoke to Virginia Senators Mark Warner and Tim Kaine about how important it is that President Biden gets this done before leaving office. President Biden's final days in office marked by uncertainty in the Middle East as a peace deal between Israel and Hamas sits in limbo.
I'm doing all I can to encourage the Biden administration, the incoming Trump administration, and our partners in the region to let's get this done.
Virginia Senator Tim Kaine has supported a ceasefire in the war and release of hostages for months. He believes it can happen before President-elect Donald Trump takes office on January 20th.
Very optimistic. I'm very hopeful. We've been close before, and tantalizingly close before.
It's an issue that's divided the Democratic Party.
As soon as October 7th happened, 2023, there was just more political peril for Democrats.
Kyle Kondik with UVA Center for Politics says the party's indecision was costly in November's election. It's important, he says, President Biden uses his last few days in the Oval Office to act.
For many people on the left, Biden was way too supportive of the Israelis. It's an issue that I frankly think is just more difficult for Democrats and splits them more than it does for Republicans.
But now, more than 15 months in, Virginia Senator Mark Warner says most people on both sides are on the same page. The war needs to end.
For people that do not want peace. And I hope those voices who do not want peace can be overwhelmed by the vast majority of Palestinians and Israelis who want this conflict to end.
Senator Warner tells me he does not believe the transition in power in the Oval Office will drastically impact peace talks. He says both President Biden and President-elect Trump have been active in negotiating the ceasefire agreement currently on the table. Live in the newsroom, Avery Davis, 29 News at 5.